So you're walking through the garden and somebody says, don't eat of that tree of knowledge. Fide, the fig, fiduciary, don't partake. 1 Corinthians 6. Now the body is not for fornication, but for the Lord, and the Lord for the body. And God hath both raised up the Lord, and will also raise up us up by his own power. So it seems to me somebody's delegated their authority to somebody, right? Genesis 3. So Eve goes off and purchases from the law merchant. And the law merchant, or Lord God, says, and I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. The word sabotage stems from the word sabot, or wooden shoe, bruises the heel. So the female has become your saboteur, because she went off to the law merchant. She's purchasing from the other father. Patriotic, calling it her father. The word conceive or concept comes from the Latin concepere, past participle conceptus, to take in and hold, become pregnant. From capere, to take, and cap, to grasp. So she's grasping all these concepts. Feminism, female, specialization, reservation of her rights. Winning hearts and minds is a concept occasionally expressed in the resolution of war, insurgency, and other conflicts in which one side seeks to prevail not by the use of superior force, but by making emotional or intellectual appeals to sway supporters of the other side. The use of the term hearts and minds to reference a method of bringing a subjugated population on side was first used during the Malayan emergency by the British, who employed practices to keep the Malayans' trust and reduce a tendency to side with ethnic Chinese communists, in this case by giving medical and food aid to the Malays and indigenous tribes. A British report of the time stated, one impressive result of this campaign has been the extent to which Malay women are now taking part in political and social affairs, something still very uncommon among a Muslim people. So much for official measures to encourage racial unity, but both General Templar and his successor, Sir Donald Mackelvary, have insisted time after time that Malayan patriotism cannot be imposed from without or from above. It must develop in the hearts and minds of the Malayans themselves. Fiduciary comes from fiduciarius, holding in trust. From fiducia, trust. The fig tree, the tree of knowledge. She went off, she trusted the state, and she patronizes it, calls it her father. One such concept, or the way that she is being held in shadow to take, remember concept means to take, is by the action and use of the political tool of feminism. She can go after the other father. It'll give her food stamps. It'll give her welfare benefits. It'll give her free housing, free daycare, free schooling. This enables her to be shadow. The word Jesus, G-E space S-U-I-S, means your earth. And when she went off to the other father, she began being crucified by legal action, terrorized by legal action. And she becomes your saboteur because of this action of law. Now, the Coronation Charter is actually the crucifixion of Christ. If you go and read the Charter of Liberties, King Henry I, you will find that this is the crucifixion. Barnabas was let off, all of the murderers were let go, and yet the female was still kept in shadow. The biblical metaphors of Jesus is a real-time walk. This is you, this is your earth, and it's being taken and crucified by the governor, Pilate. From Black's Law, first edition, gubernator. In Roman law, the pilot or steersman of a ship. She's the vessel. The concepts she takes on are names. NAAM, from Black's Law Dictionary, the attaching or taking of movable goods and chattels called vis or mort, according to the chattels, were living or dead. Now, vis means life, mort means death. Nemer, in old records, to take, seize or distrain. Nematio, in Old English, Scotch law, distraining or taking of a distress. And impounding, she's claiming to be a female, or teacher, or doctor, or whatever else title the state gives her. She's contracting with them. So who told you you were naked? The law merchant, so he could sell you the clothes. From Black's Law, first edition, deposit. A naked bailment of goods to be kept for the depositor without a reward and to be returned when he shall require it. Now remember the name? She's making herself a deposit. Where is she depositing herself? From Black's Law, first edition, bank. A bench or seat. The bench or tribunal occupied by the judges, the seat of judgment, a court. She's depositing herself into the court or bank by name, nomenclature. She's being grasped by concept. And in this, she's a saboteur. The bruise on your heel. She's hating you and loving that other daddy. Come out of her.